Hey, it's Kyle here, and today I'll be reviewing episode 5 of Andor. Of course, if you haven't watched the episode yet, please don't watch this review first. It will involve spoilers, so go watch the episode and then come back and watch this review. I don't know why you should watch this review before you watch the episode. Overall, episode 5, really enjoyed. It's not my favorite of the series. I think episode 4 is still my favorite, but episode 5 was really, really good. Some of my favorite parts of it, I really love the getting to see the Imperial officer who's a part of our rebel team and their scheme to steal all the Imperial payroll. I love seeing him do his kind of covert activities on the Imperial base, where he's going about his Imperial job, but clearly also getting stuff ready for the rebel heist. I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Also, kind of going along with that a little bit, getting to know our team a little bit more, the rebels, and what motivated each of them. Now, we still haven't got all their backstories of what motivated them to join this operation and become a rebel, but enjoyed the little snippets we got of the few team members so far. Obviously, we know Andor is claiming he's motivated solely by money, but I think we realize there's other factors in there. We have the one who's motivated by the loss of a family member. We have another, the Imperial officer, who's motivated by the loss of his, I'm not sure if it's just his girlfriend or his wife, but losing her and kind of because of the Empire. We have the youngster who might be my favorite member of the rebel team, who's motivated by ideology, and as somebody who loves history and has a background in political science, I really found this part fascinating because it really does show you that there's different motivating factors for people to join a rebellion. Like sometimes people have this romantic view that, like, oh, when there's a rebellion, everybody joined it because, for example, during the American Revolution, everybody joined it because they were all for freedom, and that was the only reason, and they were all pure in their purpose. And some do join it for that, like we see in this group, but others join it for other reasons, that, you know, they were wronged by the governing power, or they're motivated solely by financial reasons, or there just could be some sort of personal thing, like they had a loved one that was negatively interacted with the governing power, I guess is a good way to phrase it. And there's many more motivating factors to join a rebellion, but I did enjoy this aspect that it's kind of showing. I think, you know, when you see the original Star Wars movies, you kind of get like, oh, they're all just there to stand up to the Empire and fight for freedom. And, you know, initially Han is a little bit different, like he's just there for the money, but then clearly he sticks around when he's no longer being paid. And I think this shows you at the beginning of the rebellion, not everybody was there just because they were there for freedom. They had various reasons why they wanted to fight against the Empire, and that brought them all together. I would have loved seeing a little bit more of Coruscant. That's one reason why I loved episode 4 so much. I loved all the stuff with the ISB, with Mon Mothma, and you got little snippets of it, just a little bit. I'm really finding Mon Mothma's family interesting. Her husband and her obviously diverged a long time ago. I'm wondering if the series will explore any point of them talking about, like, why are they married, because they're completely polar opposites and seem to share no positive feelings towards each other. So I'm not sure if it's just a marriage of political convenience at this point or what, but just seeing how her husband and her daughter just don't seem to care and are almost fed up with her activities. Again, I think we have this romantic view of rebellion leaders and stuff like that, and you kind of seem like here that in a lot of cases what Mon Mothma is doing is kind of tearing her apart from her family, but she's still committed to fighting the good fight. It's not going to let that stop her, but did find that interesting. The one part on the ISB that I found interesting was actually not the stuff on Coruscant this time, but was going back to the planet that Andor was initially on, where the bungled arrest attempt happened. And I love that interaction with the kind of chief ISB officer there and one of his underlings coming in and basically asking, you know, can I have a fancy title? And his commanding officer's like, I don't, whatever, just do the job, I don't care. And again, I think that kind of plays into what we typically think of with like dictatorships and fascists and stuff like that. A lot of times the people in power, they care more about perception and titles and all that type of stuff, and that's their motivating factor. They're clearly that officer was more concerned about, do I get a fancy title versus how can I make this place a better place, or how can I help the empire, or any of that type of stuff. It's more like, can I get a fancy title out of this? Yes, cool, I'll do the job. I really found that to be a nice touch. I'm kind of curious to see a little bit more about Luthen and his. We got a little bit of him and kind of his nerves and him, and you know, I'm very curious to see what his connections are with all the various ones. Obviously, we know him and Mon Mothma, so I'm hoping to start seeing more of that interaction and what this kind of early versions of the Rebel Alliance that he's a part of. So I'm looking forward to see that, because at the moment we just have Mon Mothma and his co-worker at his store. So I'm looking to find out more about that. And then lastly, I'll touch on the one of the more interesting moms in the history of Star Wars. Very much, I know early on I'd heard this description that she was being described as a stage mom, and I think that's very much the case, that she is completely browbeating her son, and you see probably why he became that corporate security officer and why he behaved the way he had, just based on how he's been treated his entire life. And I think he realizes he hasn't been treated well, because you see how much he is depressed to be back home and does not want to be around her and all that type of stuff. I love the little touches of him kind of like staring at his cereal in disgust and just completely rock bottom. I'm assuming in the next episode, or fairly soon, he'll get connected with the Empire. I believe my guess is with the ISB, with the officer kind of looking for the reasons for all these various pieces of Imperial equipment being stolen. I think she'll find out like, oh, there's a corporate security officer here that was actually at one of the places where a thing was found. Let's bring him in, see what he knows. So I'm very kind of curious to see how he gets out of his mom's apartment and involved in the storyline, but she's been a very interesting character. So overall, I really enjoyed episode 5. Like I said, the only parts of it I didn't enjoy wasn't really stuff that was in the episode. It's the stuff I'm always wanting to see more Coruscant and that aspect of it. So we got little bits and pieces of Mon Mothma. I would have loved a lot more, but I understand, this is an entire series, and I won't give you everything you want in one episode. So that's my feelings on episodes 5. Let me know in the comment section below, what did you like, what did you not like. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate the support. I'll be doing these reviews every week for Andor as the episodes come out, so I hope you'll come back and check that out. Again, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you the next time, and may the Force be with you.